Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down all the brand new Season 7 reward cards here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM, looking at which ones are worth grinding for, which ones not so much. And before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I still, at least right now, upload basically every single day MyTEAM content. Now, is that going to last? We'll see. Go watch the video I made yesterday, but I'm going to keep making MyTEAM content for the time being, and hopefully trying to find whatever good there is in this game, although I'm not sure there's a ton. To be honest, when you look at these reward cards, there is only one card that is truly worth it, and I'll talk about him when we get to him, and he's pretty early in the video. So the reward cards this season look really disappointing compared to last season, and that's kind of lame, but it also is like even less motivation for me to grind the game, so that's fine. My team's just probably not going to get very updated this season. Like, this week literally might be the last week that I'm able to lock in the set this season, because I'm literally just not playing the game anymore. But anyways, starting off with Pink Diamond Cam Thomas, 6'3" with a 6'7" wingspan at point guard. He's too small to be elite. Good athlete, good playmaker, great shooter, great playmaker. The real question with me is, like, how are his SIGs? How are his animations? I don't know. I think, yeah, never mind. On normal, no changed animations. That's not going to do it. I thought he might have some changed animations. He does not. Never mind. We'll change. That card's not worth using. Dylan Brooks is 6'6" with a 6'6" wingspan. I'm sure this card can defend his butt off, and he can. He's a good shooter as well. Not much for playmaking, though. Sigs-wise, Kyrie dribble style, Kemba escape, and a pro behind. That's not bad, actually. Very quick release, I don't think is unbelievable, but this card's better than I thought. Legit 3-and-D with decent Sigs. He's not a bad card at the shooting guard position compared to a lot of the top free shooting guards in the game, even. I think that card's actually pretty good, so not bad. The rest of these guys, going up to Latrell Sprewell is the next Season 7 reward. 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan at the 2 is a little small. He does have good athletic ability, good shooting, and great defense. Capable, but not elite playmaking. What are his SIGs? Again, MJ dribble style, Kemba escape, Steph behind the back. Not as good as... This card is not as good as Dylan Brooks, so wouldn't really recommend using him. If you're using one of these free shooting guards, just use Dylan Brooks. Kyle Lowry is 6 foot at the point guard position. Really, do I even need to look at anything else besides that? No. I love Kyle Lowry. He's got a lot of defense, a lot of playmaking, but he's 6 foot tall. I mean, they gave him dunking ability, but he still isn't a great dunker. Like, this card is not all that good at this point either, honestly, just because of a lack of size. That's okay. It's just the truth. Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is 6'7" with a 7'2" wingspan. Hotspots from literally everywhere. 27 Hall of Fame badges. Really good looking card. Like, 6'7", 7'2" wingspan is not great size at the 3, but it's not horrible. It's a long wingspan. He's got good shooting ability, versatile defense and athletic ability. Now, Sigs could still be a little better. Pro escape isn't great. Hard behind the back, John Wall dragback isn't terrible. I don't hate this card. He kind of, like Dylan Brooks, looks pretty good all the way around, and I think if that's a decent escape, this is not a bad option either as like a free, cheap, low tier, whatever, small forward for like a new player. Not a terrible card at all. Now, Jalen Rose, this is the one card of the entire reward card drop from this week that to me looks like an absolute dog. Now, his next gen badges are not updated yet, so we don't know what tier he has a movable enforcer on. I'm sure he has it at least. Now, what tier is it on? I don't know, but we'll see. This card has elite playmaking, elite shooting with the most important shooting badges, elite dunking, and elite defense with a great size at the point guard position at 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, elite all-around stats, and most importantly, a very good base with a upper that I think is pretty solid. Pro 2 fade, Kyrie dribble style, Steve Francis size up, Trey escape, likely Jamal Murray behind the back, and John Wall's drag back. This is a pretty much perfect Sigs 6'8" point guard with a lot of size, a lot of defense, a lot of versatility. This is a very good card with a lot of viability at the PG spot. And he's the unlimited reward for this season, probably the best reward that I see out of all of these cards, though, to be completely honest. Skipping over everybody else up to George Mikan, who I believe is the token reward for this season. 6'10" with a 7'1" wingspan. He's actually pretty good. 92 speed is good for a power forward. Obviously, playmaking could use a little bit of work. Still needs some badges in both the shooting and playmaking areas, but he's a really versatile, good defender. Great athlete, 95 standing and 90 driving dunk. I mean, every card at this point in the year is going to be good, but this George Mikan card is really good. Steph escape is okay. Harden behind the back is really nice. Release is absolutely cash. This is a really good free power forward. Like, not a bad card at all for free dog matter. That's not a... I mean, honestly, he's like probably Bill Russell level, if not even maybe a little better. Like, that card is really interesting as a pick and pop, catch and shoot type power forward with athletic ability and versatility. Adrian Dantley is 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. I wish he could play point guard, honestly. But this card I mean, he's complete. I'll give him that. He's very complete. He's got a lot of versatility. Not really missing any important badges besides Agent 3 and Limitless Range, which obviously you should be able to add. But outside of missing those, I don't think Gary Trent Jr.'s base is still very good this year, so that's not ideal. Sigs could also be a little better at the shooting guard position. I don't like this card that much either. I mean, Dylan Brooks is still the best for reward shooting guard that I see so far, even though this Stanley's a dark matter. Still think that Dylan Brooks looks better. DeJounte Murray is a point guard. I'm sure he's supposed to be point guard shooting guard, but 6'5" with 6'10" wingspan. This card will actually be good, if not a little bit undersized. And again, there's 9 million free point guards between SGA and Clyde last season. All the other free point guards, obviously free Jalen Rose and Jokic this season. Like, there's so many free point guards. So, but DeJounte Murray at 6'5" is probably not a game-changingly exciting card, but this is a very good card. That much is 100% sure. A lot of versatility. Defensively could be maybe a little better on the interior, only a 75 block, but like not bad. And then obviously comes with his release on very quick, which is a really good fade. Tray fade as well, which is super nice. Sorry, really good release and tray fade, I should say. Steph Escape could be better on a point guard, though, I will say. If that's Jamal Murray behind the back, John Wall drag back, you can definitely still work with it, though. As a whole, not bad. Just again, a very saturated position. Not a card that I think is all that desirable for that reason. Jamal Mashburn is the salary cap reward for this round, not this season. The ultimate salary cap reward is Josh Smith, who we'll see how good he is in a few weeks. This Jamal Mashburn is 6'8" with a 6'11" wingspan at the small forward position. Badge-wise, I mean, he doesn't have Hoff clamps, glove, fast feet, any of those types of perimeter badges, which is kind of disappointing, to be honest. Gold limitless as well instead of Hoff isn't ideal. No handles for days at all. This card is not that great, but if he is fully badged, I don't think Naz Reid's base is awful, but I don't think it's incredible. He does have Tray Escape and Curry Slide. Like, this card's good, not great at the small forward position. There are probably 3 or 4 better small forwards, at least, if not even some more than that. Probably more than that, honestly. But he is definitely a usable small forward. The card does not look bad. RJ Barrett's probably pretty good. This is the Lauri Markkanen of this season, the lower mode reward. And he is, I'm sure, pretty good. Like, wow, he is actually solid. Yeah, he's got a defensive badge. He's very complete. Has handles for days on Hoff. Like, good looking card. Super athletic. His release is on very quick. Pro 2 fade. Kemba Escape. Likely Jamal Murray behind the back. John Wall drag back. Did he have Pro behind the back on his previous card? He did. Maybe he does not have John Wall drag back or Jamal Murray behind the back, but hopefully he does. But I don't think he does now. Looking at that, Kemba Escape, MJ dribble style. Like, not a bad card. Pro 2 fade. This card looks good. He's going to the better rewards for sure. Good animations. RJ Barrett's always solid. Little small at 6'6" shooting guard, but not really. This card outside of Glenn Rice might be the second best free shooting guard in the game though. So pretty darn good card. J.R. Smith, this is the ultimate reward. The ultimate reward for Season 7. So this is the card that is supposed to compete with Glenn Rice from Season 6. Let's look at this card. On paper, yes, his stats and badges are great. This card has his own release still. His release is not that good this year. And he is a 6'6" point guard. This card is basically a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander clone, pretty much, with, in my opinion, arguably a worse release. That's basically what this card is. He has Tray Fade like SGA did, the same sigs basically that SGA has, and his release is probably it's the same if not worse than SGA's. This card, in a lot of ways, is going to play exactly like SGA does, and that makes him good, but I don't think his player build is that great. This is a top 5-ish point guard in the game, but he is not a top 2 or 3 point guard in the game, in my opinion. And I think at this point, there is no way in hell that I will be grinding for J.R. Smith. No chance. Not a chance in the world. They would have had to change his base to Patty Mills base for me to even consider it, and even then I probably still wouldn't have, but I'm definitely not going to, the way that card looks right now. Billy Cunningham is 6'6" at small forward. He's too undersized, not even an elite level shooter or playmaker at this point in the year. Not horrible, but his release is Draymond base, which kind of sucks. This card is not very good. Wouldn't even really waste your time. Jerry West is 6'3", not super athletic. Badge-wise, defensively, he's actually pretty darn good, but again, he's only 6'3". He doesn't have unbelievable dunking ability. Sigs are good, but he's got his own garbage release, which is a bad upper on very quick. Not great. Not a fan. Jamal Murray, does he also have his own release? Yes, he does. This is another card that's not that good. Yes, his sigs are great. He's got his own behind the back, obviously. John Wall drag back, Tray Escape, Kyrie dribble style, great sigs, great animations. There's like 10 point guards that you can say that about, though. And Jamal is one of the worst releases of those guys. Isn't an unbelievably elite defender either. Card's not that great. These cards are all so mediocre, bro. Like Jokic, he's 6'11" at point guard, right? This card, the Pro Pass Jokic being able to play point guard is really good because of that. But even he does not have his release changed. And they didn't even really give him great sigs, like God tier sigs. This card is not that good, bro. Like, he has the same animations dang near as this card did. I mean, I guess he has some different ones. I don't know. They changed his animation, but they're still not God tier animations, it doesn't look like. And he's got his own release on very quick, which isn't horrible, but it's not unbelievable. Like, at point guard, I don't know. I'd damn near rather have Jalen Rose. This drop is so lame. The other Jokic is the non-Pro Pass version, which is the exact same card. Same SIG, same release, Pro 2 fade, just different positional versatility. Same exact badges, I'm sure, as well. Good card, no doubt, but not unbelievably great. Very good free power forward or point guard, wherever you get him. And whichever version of Jokic you do get. He's good card, but this is not an overly incredible point guard. Honestly, the only exciting part about this level 40 is the fact that the Pro Pass version can play point guard. But even then, a guy like Jalen Rose, to me, at least the way I like to play, looks like he might even be a little bit better. So that's the last reward card. I guess this Jimmy Butler's a free agent, so you get a free Dark Matter caliber basically card, but it's only for 5 games. It's basically a Dark Matter Jimmy clone for 5 games, and that is that. I'll come back and review all of these unfazed and GOAT series cards in a little bit. Not that I really care about them, but I will be back to review those as well in a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though, this stuff sucks. Like Mikan looks good, RJ Barrett looks good, Jokic is good, really mainly because he's point guard eligible, but also the power forward version isn't bad. And then Jalen Rose is a super stud. And outside of that, like, this is lame. I mean, this is not a good way to start off a contest drop for a season. Last season, they really overdid themselves with SGA being the best point guard in the game for a long time, Glenn Rice being the best shooting guard in the game still to this day. Like, I think they did an incredible job with rewards last season. They do not look like they're doing so this season outside of Jalen Rose, and that is not great. So another thing that 2K seems to be failing at. Come on, man. This game is just so disappointing. Oh, well. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.